When do you need to be focused? I need to be focused when I'm studying, working, or trying to solve a difficult problem. I think it's important to be focused and give my best effort in these situations. It's also enjoyable to give my undivided attention to a single task. What might distract you when you're trying to stay focused? When I'm trying to stay focused, things like loud noises from the street, notifications from my phone or computer, and other distractions can easily take my attention away from what I'm doing. Social media, chatty coworkers, and unexpected interruptions can also be major distractions. Even the sound of a TV in the background can be enough to distract me. What do you do to help you concentrate? To help me concentrate, I try to create a quiet and organized work environment. If possible, I leave my phone in another room so I'm not tempted to check it. I also like to take breaks and stretch my legs to refocus my mind and maintain my concentration. Is it difficult for you to stay focused on something? Sometimes it can be difficult for me to stay focused, especially if it is a task that I find boring or uninteresting. In these cases, I try to find ways to make the task more engaging or break it down into smaller, manageable parts, which allows me to make incremental progress. Overall, I think that good planning and being mindful of distractions helps me to stay focused. The foreign country that I would like to know more about is Japan. It's located in East Asia, and it's known for its unique and rich cultural heritage. I first became interested in Japan through my love of Japanese anime and manga, which I started watching and reading when I was a teenager. I've been lucky enough to visit Japan a few times, but only for a few days each time. On my first trip, I spent a long weekend in Tokyo, which was really just enough time for an introduction to Japan. On my second trip, I spent a few days in Osaka and Kyoto. I absolutely loved the ancient streets of Kyoto and visited a number of temples and shrines. I'm fascinated by the traditional Japanese art forms such as calligraphy, origami, and poetry, as well as the modern pop culture that has its roots in Japan, like the novels of Haruki Murakami. I also appreciate its beautiful and intricate gardens, hot springs, and tea ceremonies, which are integral parts of Japanese culture. What interests me most about Japan is its blending of old and new, where ancient traditions coexist alongside modern technology. The country has a rich history and has been able to preserve its cultural heritage while also embracing change and progress. We can explore an ancient temple in the morning and then walk across the street and have lunch in a futuristic sushi restaurant where you order on a touchscreen and a conveyor belt delivers your food. Even though I've visited a few times, I would love to learn more about the different aspects of Japanese culture and history. I think I could visit a dozen times or more and still not satisfy my curiosity. Overall, I believe that learning about other cultures and ways of life broadens one's perspective and enriches our understanding of the world. Strangely enough, I also find that it helps me appreciate my home culture and the place where I grew up. This is why I would like to know more about Japan and its unique and fascinating culture. What do you think is the best way to learn about foreign cultures? I think there are many ways to learn about foreign cultures. For some, reading books and articles about the culture can be a great way to gain an understanding of its history, traditions, and customs. For others, watching movies, TV shows, and YouTube videos can provide a more immersive experience. Additionally, traveling to a country and experiencing the culture firsthand can be incredibly enlightening. Each method has its own unique advantages, and the best way to learn about a culture will vary depending on personal preferences and circumstances. What do you think is the biggest problem to work in a foreign country? Cultural differences and language barriers can present problems when working in a foreign country. It can be challenging to adapt to a new work environment, especially if the work culture is different from what one is used to. For example, in some countries, punctuality is considered to be of utmost importance, while in others, it's more relaxed. Understanding these differences and finding ways to work effectively within the local work culture can be a challenge. Some people say that reading is the best way to know about a culture. Do you agree? I believe that reading is a great way to learn about a culture, but it is not the only way. Reading can provide a deep and in-depth understanding of a culture, history, and customs, and it is a valuable resource for those who are interested in learning more. However, reading alone may not provide a complete picture of the culture, as it can only provide a limited perspective. To truly appreciate and understand a culture, I think it's important to also experience it firsthand, either through travel, meeting people, or participating in cultural events. This way, one can gain a more comprehensive understanding of the culture and its values.